Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to our call for tonight. This is going to be a little different, so I want to welcome you to a little different kind of training. If you can hear me, please put the letter Y in the question box, and I'll know you can hear me. And we will just go ahead and dive right in. And I've been talking about the fact that what we're going to do tonight, thank you, Janet, is that we're going to talk about how you're going to build a recurring income with PLR. That's really the subject for tonight. And let's go ahead and dive into it. And we want to do this. Obviously, I think that this is something that most of the people that end up in our world, you want to do it without gimmicks, without tricks, without shiny objects, or without selling your soul. Now, if that's not true of anybody, forgive me, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be true of just about everybody who ends up, in our world. And we I want to do that. I want to make sure that I give you the truth about PLR. And maybe you've been buying PLR for a while. Maybe you've just started buying it. Maybe you are really into using it. Regardless, I want to make sure you understand really the truth of what it can and cannot do. And if you hang out to the end, I am going to have something cool for you just for coming and attending. Um, I do want to let you know this is not going to be about AI or technology. I do train on those things. I train on those things on the weekend. I'm training on those things on Monday. So you want to go and be part of those things. You can always join any of those calls, and I will teach you everything you need to know about using technology and your PLR. It's also not going to be about theory, and I do a lot of that, in our DFY Live Masterclass. So if you've been to or you've purchased any of our DFY Live Masterclasses, you know that I teach the theory. I do want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Charles Harper. I'm married to the great Laurel Harper, who does Leadership PLR. And then also my kids, you may know Sydney, who used to be my support agent, and Lana. They're both grown and graduated from college, and I'm pretty active at my church. I have produced over 300 PLR video courses since 2007, probably more than that, right? And probably a lot sooner, but that's just a guess that I could get ready. I'm actually going to go count the next time I do this. And you may be familiar with our YouTube channel, youtube.com/game mindshare. Um, you may not be familiar with me from Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok because I don't like them and I don't do them. So just so that you'll know, if you are looking to, maybe you want to build your online business. You don't necessarily want to do those things. I don't. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying that I don't like those platforms, so I don't do them. And so if you feel like you got to do them, you don't have to. I've done just fine without them. I have my BS in economics, my MBA from Syracuse. I really just about completed an EDD in instructional technology, but that's a long story. I got all the way to the dissertation and ran out of money and left my full-time employer. And now I think maybe about 15 years later, I've enrolled in a PhD program in organizational leadership. Long story, short day. Um, since I've been involved, in internet marketing, I've done a few things right in training PLR marketers. And one of the things that I'm most proud of, and you may have access to it, is our 52-week PLR session. And one of the reasons I'm really proud of that was it was really made to be a weekly workshop and to tie everything together. So if you've been buying PLR for years and you want to train other business people, that was really designed for you to take all of those concepts and for you to be able to do one workshop, one entire year, every year, and for you to be able to make sales from a workshop. And so that was really my goal, my flagship product, and I'm really proud of that work. You probably have it already if you purchased it from, maybe you purchased it on a bump offer or you purchased it, outright. Regardless, that course is progressive. So every lesson builds on itself. And so everything that you do from session one, well, session two builds on that. Then session three builds on those two things. And session four builds on those three things. So it was really something that I did over the course of the year. And if I don't mind saying so myself, it was a good, it's a good PLR product for you to use. And so one of the things that is really good about that is that if you do what I am suggesting that you do in that course, it will allow you to sell different PLR products in every session. And so all the sessions are going to be flexible enough to do PLR. And so since most of you all have that, I'm not here to sell you that. I'm just kind of telling you that this is one session that I felt like was really one of the best things that I've done, though, that 52-week session. Each week was based on principles, right? And so it's based on the 12 fundamental principles, and I taught each of those 12 principles 3 times over in that session. So once again, I'm not here to sell you on that, but I'm just here to kind of tell you about that. Again, most of you who are listening to this, you already have our 52-week session. And if you don't have it, anytime you get one of our front-end PLR products, it's always going to be on the front end. You can always add that to your course. Otherwise, it's $97. It's typically $27 when you get it as a bump offer. Now, the other thing about that is it really includes something that was really central to my development. And it is a set of principles that will allow you to diagnose any marketing problem, whether or not it's your problem or somebody else's problem. So if you're a coach or you are a consultant or you are just teaching people and you want to know how to diagnose a problem, you want to know how to coach somebody, you want to know how to tell somebody to get success if they're not having success, you can use these 4 things that I taught in that 52-week session. I'm going to try to tell you right now that if you use these 4 things, you can figure out any marketing problem and solve it. Number one, does the product or person have a USP? Something unique that makes whatever they're selling or makes whoever they're selling unique so that the person can't get something anyplace else other than that one place. Something unique that everybody wants. Second, that if you're going to be selling anything, that you should be upselling and cross-selling. It doesn't matter what you are selling, even if what you're selling is coaching. At the end of that coaching, put a t-shirt on there, put a journal on there, put something on there to basically give yourself a back end, give yourself an opportunity to earn something else from the sale, and you want to teach your customers that. So if you have business related customers, I don't care what they're selling. If your customers are dog walkers, you need to teach your customers upsell and cross sell. This is what I put into the 52-week session. List building. You and I know that, but most people don't. Your customers may or may not know that, but it's something that you should be teaching them, that they should be building your list. Again, I'm kind of preaching to the choir right now. I understand that. And partnering. Basically, if a person doesn't have those 4 things in motion at all times, their business is firing on fewer cylinders than they probably could be. In other words, are you building an affiliate network? Are you building a partnership network? Are you building a list of people that can promote you? Are you always looking for opportunities to partner up, to find people who can put you on and put you in front of an audience so you can grow your audience? Those are all things that have to be done at the same time. Now, because I'm a PLR guy, um, I didn't do that course the right way. Number one, I know I didn't because I didn't see people put all all the stuff together. I didn't see them implementing. Number two, I really didn't see them teaching it, right? And so I saw people selling it, but I didn't see people teaching it, and that was my intent when I did it. And I didn't see people putting it into their business. Most importantly, that 52-week session was really designed so that the people who took the course live or the people who got it, it's designed so that people would actually do those things, not just sell it, not just put it into some product, which again, I'm happy people did that. I really wish people would have done it. I did see people use it as PLR. I did see people use it to teach, right? And I did see people, kind of use it as, you would traditionally use PLR. It was really designed to build your brand and to turn you into a credible teacher. One of the things that I really desire for everybody who buys our PLR, everybody who becomes part of an Ultimate Insider program, and it has nothing to do with your personality. It has nothing to do with you being a good speaker or anything like that. My desire for everybody who comes through our world is to turn you into a credible teacher. That is what I desire. That's what Laurel and I work toward. We want you to be a credible teacher in what you do. Because if you don't, what you've got to rely on is trying to convince people with emotion. All that works, But again, that's not the way I've ever sold. That's not the way I've been a business person. And so I don't even, again, I'm all for direct response, but what I want you to be able to do, I want you to have the option. If you want to use direct response, yes. But if you want to be based and you want to be in the marketplace as a person that's reliable in terms of what it is you teach, what it is you tell people, that's the person that I want to help. And so we've really kind of structured everything we've done over the last 3 to 5 years to be there for that person. Right now, again, there's some people who buy our PLR and they just want to use it to sell, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But when I create courses, the videos that we create, everything we're doing when we decide how short they are, we decide how long they are, we decide what to leave out, we decide what to put in. It's really designed to make you a credible teacher. We create those courses so that you don't have to redo them in your own voice, and so that you can spend your time marketing and that you can spend your time teaching and being there for your customers. And so I know from experience what it takes to be a teacher, because that's the way we built our business. And so here's what I know from having been a teacher. Here's what I learned, and I learned the hard way. And basically, here's what I had to settle. Right, nothing changed until I settled the page building issue. It sounds like a technical thing, and I knew I wasn't going to talk about sell to, but I had to settle that for myself. I had to personally settle when how my stuff looked. So in other words, it was a struggle for me at some point until I could figure out, okay, I need to figure out how to consistently put together a look so that I don't have to worry about it once somebody gets into the member area. I had to settle that. And I'm just telling you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth about this because um, you'll hear a lot of things about, just take action, or just launch on Warrior Plus, or just launch on JVZoo, and all those things are fine. I tell our ultimate insiders that if you're going to launch in the make money online space, you're only as good as your second product launch, quite frankly. And so if you can be there for a second or third launch, you've got to learn how to be consistent. And one of the things, you've got to be able to put together a consistent look. Right? I had to settle that for myself. That's the truth. I had to personally settle the position issue. Who am I going to be in the marketplace? Right? And it's easier than you think. It just takes a little bit of courage, and it takes a decision that I'm not going to be any of these other things. I'm not going to try to be all things to all people. And you just give up on some things. So I gave up on trying to be, um, uh, let's say, knowledgeable about every single thing. Most recently, we've been talking about AI. I just made a decision. I'm not going to position myself as the most knowledgeable in AI. I'm just not going to do that. Now, I will release products on AI. I will release PLR on AI so that you can be that person, but I'm not going to position myself as being on the forefront, on the cusp of AI. It's a position issue. You have to settle a position issue. I had to personally settle a teaching issue, that I was going to be a teacher, right? That this is how I'm going to build my business. I'm going to help people in this way. And again, it has nothing to do, I'll tell you, if you and I are sitting in the room, you think, well, man, this guy is not he's not the nicest person in the world. He's not very talkative. And that's because I'm an introvert, right? But when it comes to what it is I think people need to know, I had to settle. I decided I was going to be a teacher. And so that's who we want to help, are people maybe a little bit introverted. Maybe you can't be on social media and you get people all excited. That's not your thing. And maybe you can't make everybody laugh. That's not my thing. So there are people like me, right? And you might be one of those people that maybe you're a little bit introverted. You're not the person that can be, Aldo Cella, and everybody loves you. And when they meet you, they knew you forever, right? That might not be you. And if that's not you, I can help you. And even if it is you, I can help you. But I'm just telling you, I had to settle that for myself, that, okay, it's okay to be me. And that's basically what I'm saying. I had to decide, you know what? I'm not going to try to be the most popular person on social media. I can't do it. I can't compete in that way. So I'm going to teach. And so as soon as I settled that, And so I settled down and just decided I'm not going to be looking at everybody and what they're doing on social media, how popular they are, and how many their sales, and whether they got product of the day and all this other stuff. And everybody loves them. I just decided I'm just not going to try to compete in that way. I'm going to be a teacher, and I don't have to be an extrovert in order to do that. I had to personally settle the focus issue. What am I going to do every day? What am I trying to do in this business? Am I trying to survive? Am I trying to make sales? Am I trying to be an affiliate? What am I trying? I had to settle that, right? I'm being totally honest with you. I'm telling you the truth because this is really the truth about this business that I wish somebody would have told me. If I could have settled these 5 things, I would have been farther faster. And so here's the number one thing I had to figure out. I had to be, as a teacher, intentional about recurring income. That is because that's really what I wanted, right? When we get in this business, what we really want, whether you want $1,000 a month or whether you want $10,000 a month, whether you want $100,000 a month, you got to settle continuity and you have to be intentional about it. And I don't care what you're selling, whether you're selling fidget spinners on Amazon or you are selling digital products on Udemy. You and I, if you're going to make this work, especially if you have PLR, especially if you are a digital marketer, you have to be intentional about continuity. I had to settle that. And at some point, I decided, okay, you know what? That is what I'm going to focus on. That's what I'm going to try to do. And everything changed as soon as that became my focus. So what I'm telling you is that you and I, the reason we're in this business, if we're in business at all, right? Even if what you want is a couple of $100s, you need to be intentional about continuity. And so one of the things that I figured out, and I had a membership then, right? The Ultimate Niners. And I said, okay, well, how can I help if I'm going to be intentional about that, right? If I'm going to be intentional about that, and having Ultimate Insiders, I wanted to know how can I help the Ultimate Insiders do the same thing? And so that is the journey that I've been on since 2020. How can I help the people that are inside of our membership? I call them Ultimate Insiders. How can I help them to do that? How can I help Ultimate Insiders to be consistent, to be intentional about continuity, consistent and intentional about repeat income? How can I help them? Number one, I pay a fair amount for the Ultimate Insider platform. And again, I don't use the platform, but the reason I have that platform is so that people don't have to. I don't want Ultimate Insiders, if they don't have a way to host their videos, I don't want them worried about that, right? So the platform is there for them, right? People say, "Oh, it's Go High Level. I know what it is." Well, I don't care if people know what it is. It's basically there so that anybody can upload your videos, anybody can host their videos or their courses or any of their stuff on the platform. They can build their sales pages there. They can deliver their products. That's what it's for. I don't want that to be in the way because that was in my way when I first got started. I was like, oh, I got to figure out if I'm going to buy wish list member, and I had to, I had angdangs about that. Okay, I anguished about that. Oh, I'm gonna pay this amount every year, and do I have the money for that? And eventually, finally, when I settled that issue, that's when the business changed. I had to settle the platform issue. I had to figure out how I'm going to deliver the product. So what I figured out is that if I could settle that issue for Ultimate Insiders, I could help them, right? So the platform issue, they don't have to worry about hosting their videos. They don't have to worry about building sales pages. They don't have to worry about delivering their products. I had to eliminate the content issue. So people that buy our content, they either get them on the launch. If they get all of our video courses on the launch, they can typically get it between $7 and $9, but then it goes up to 27, right? And so if you went and got all of our courses, right? I mean, 27 times, I don't know, 100, right? It'd be quite a bit, right? If you just got the front end. But I make sure that our Ultimate Insiders get it at 50% off the original launch price. I want to make sure that content is not in the way. If they're going to be a credible teacher, I want them to have good content. And I trust my content. More than anything else, I trust what I put together. I trust what I teach. I trust how I teach it. I want to make sure that they have the training in order to pull this off. That's why I did the 52-week session. And so it probably sounds like I'm trying to sell you to buy it. I don't even have a link to it in here, just so you'll know. So I'm not trying to get you to buy our 52-week session. If you get it next time, you get it, wonderful. If you don't, that's fine. But I want them, I want them, I want our ultimate insiders to implement that 52 weeks. So I'm gonna make an interactive training. I'm gonna make sure that they can implement the Make Money Online launch process. Not everybody even as an ultimate insider even wants to be in the MMO market. When I say MMO, I mean the JVZoo Warrior Plus market. Not everybody wants to sell to other marketers. But here's what I'm going to tell you. If you're watching this, you're listening to this. If you've never launched, if you don't have customers, if you don't have a list, you need to go through the process. You don't have to stay married to it. You don't have to build your entire business there, but you need to launch a product in the Make Money Online space. You need to go through the asking JVs to promote for you. You need to go through customer service. You need to go through setting up for affiliates. You need to go through making sales. You need to go through a bad launch, right? Where you disappoint all your affiliates. You need to go through asking people and have them turn you. You got to go through that process because you know what? Once you learn this is what I tell people. Don't understand. Well, I don't want to be I don't want to be in JVZoo. I hate Warrior Plus and it's low quality and all that stuff. Listen, let me tell you something. Once you learn that process, it's what I call a transferable skill. And I want that for our ultimate insiders. I want them to go through the launch process. And if they don't want to go through it, fine, but I want it to be available to them. And so I figure I can help them best if I make it easy for them by saying to them, well, listen, if you have something and you get it ready, bring it to me. I'll send it out to our community, right? It's got to be a fit, right? It's got to be business related. It's got to be PLR related. It's got to be something to really help our community. But if you have it, your ultimate insider, you come to me, you give me enough time, I will send it for you. I want to make that easy for them because again, I want people to become a credible teacher. That's what we desire for people. I want people to implement the MMO launch project so that they can move to the non-MMO, right? So once you understand, now you may have already launched a product in away from MMO. So I would say, you don't have to do it, right? Some people, they've already got a list, they've already got a product line, they've already got customers. And, I've got life coaches, I've got consultants, I've got people who are active on Facebook and Instagram, and they've already got people who are, they're doing business that way. They don't really need it. They just use our content, right? I'm all for that. But for a lot of people, I mean, that they've not yet been through the launch process. And whether you are 57 or 75, you still need to go through the launch process. It doesn't matter, right? I mean, I've got now. I'm 57, but I've got people who are with us who are in their 80s, right? I've got people who are in their 40s. It doesn't matter. You still need to go through the launch process if you haven't been through it. You need to implement the platform, right? So I'm going to do the training on that. So here's what we're doing. Even if let's say you say, well, I'm not, I don't like subscriptions. I don't want to pay monthly and all the other stuff. So we're going to make all the same stuff available to the public, right? So beginning in August, we're going to be doing Academy Boss Live Interactive. That's where I'm going to teach people how to use a platform, how to set up a platform so that you can sell your stuff, right? That's going to be $97. If you want the PLR, it's going to be in addition to that. I'm just letting you know. So it's going to be available. So you don't have to subscribe. You don't have to do monthly. You don't have to do our Ultimate Insider program. I get that, but it is going to be available. I'm going to do Training Boss. That's going to be a second course, right? Training Boss. Training Boss is going to be implementing that 52-week session, teaching people, doing a workshop on a weekly basis. We're going to implement that. That's going to be $97, right? If you want the PLR to that, it's going to be additional. PLR Boss, right? That's going to be $97 too. And that's basically the MMO launch. I might do that first, in fact. I might make that first. I might make that the first course. And that's going to be $97. And if you want the PLR, it's going to be in addition to that. So again, I just, I don't want anybody to have to, jump into a monthly subscription if they don't want to. But it is going to be available. And then of course we're still going to be doing PLR. So, whatever the title is, I've got some titles planned. I've got some stuff coming up that's going to be really cool. Um, the regular price for a PLR is $27. Now, if you can get it on launch, right? If you remain subscribed to us, or you're working with one of our affiliates or something like that, you can typically get it from between $7 and $10 if it launches. When we do a tutorial masterclass, which is the upgrade to that course, you can typically get that for 37. But if you get it after the launch price, it's 47. And then our DFY Live Masterclass, where we give you a live training so that you can either let my voice play or you can do it over yourself, right? That's always going to be $37. So that's all of our PLR courses. So the regular price, 27, 47, and 37, those are always available to the public. So you'll always be able to get those. Again, if you want to get them at the launch price, they're always more affordable. Now the platform, I don't sell the platform. So just so you know, I will not, I don't sell that. It's a bonus for Ultimate Insiders. I'm not in the software business. So I don't want to be responsible for the software. Now, I keep it working, and it's really handled by Go High Level, but it's really there. The only reason I pay that pretty hefty subscription I pay for every month is so that our Ultimate Insiders will be able to host their videos, build their sales pages, sell their stuff, deliver their product, right? So, but I will not sell to you. So, just so you'll know. And I don't provide launch support. So I can't do that. So even if you're, let's say you're part of our PLR boss, right? I just don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the time to be there for people in that way. So that I cannot do for you. But everything else, right? Everything else that I can possibly do, I will do. I do want to tell you about something new that I'm doing starting on Monday, and I will be doing at the end of every month, right? It's called SME Summits. And so we're going to bring in subject matter experts. And so the subject matter experts are going to cover everything I don't have time to cover, right? So at the end of every month. So here's what's going to happen. I'm gonna bundle up some tutorials, right? A set of 20 tutorials, and at least one subject matter expert, right? So that's what's going to happen. And then on the 31st, we're going to do our product creation summit. And then you'll be able to learn and grow your business using your PLR in those summits. So let's say that you are an Ultimate Insider. I am going to make Academy Boss Live available to Ultimate Insiders. You're not going to pay for that. Training Boss Live is going to be available. You're not going to pay for that. PLR Boss is going to be available to Ultimate Insiders. You're not going to pay for that. All of our PLR courses, of course, right? And so now Ultimate Insiders don't really pay that price. I deliver at least one course to them, and then they get 50% off the original launch price. So the platform, coaching, the SME products, and then a new marketer workshop. So there are two ways to do this, right? We do have our Ultimate Insiders All Access, and then this is something new that I've done because I typically don't like one-time subscriptions. And I know people don't like monthly subscriptions, so I'm going to make this available. And so, and basically, here's what I'm going to do. So if you go to this page right now, this product used to be $597. And all I really used to give was just all of our 2022 courses. But what I'm now going to do, I've lowered the price, and I'm going to make 12 months available of Ultimate Insiders. I'm going to give the platform bonus, so you'll have access to the platform. You'll have access to our interactive courses. You'll have access to our summit courses. You'll have access to all of our bonus courses. So you'll get all of our 2022 content, and you'll get it at the Ultimate Insider price. And so let's say what the Ultimate Insider price is. So instead of $27, you get 50% off the original price of $777. So in other words, Ultimate Insiders, anything that they don't have, like, so they get one course every month, that's free. But then anything they don't have, anything they want to go back in time and buy, they buy for $350, right? So you'll get access to that price basically, and $850 on the upsell, and $1850 on the tutorial masterclass. And so if you want to just get it all in one shot, right? Just go to the plrshow.com/all access. And basically you'll see that, if you've seen all of our 2022 PLR, I basically reduced the price from $597 and giving you the insider price. Right. And of course, now if you don't want to do that, you think, well, that's a little much. I don't really know you yet. But I say, just test it out by becoming an alternate insider and join monthly. Right. You can do that at the plrshow.com/insiders. And once you sign up, as soon as you sign up for your onboarding call, right? I want you to meet Laurel and I. I want you to get on with Laurel and I so we can meet you and so that we can hang with you and just kind of get to know you and what it is you're trying to do. Then sign up for a promotional interview. So I'm going to be doing some audio interviews. I want you to sign up so that I can interview you as a third party and basically almost put you on like a podcast interview, and you'll just kind of be able to promote yourself. I want you to set up your platform so that you can host your video courses and build your sales pages and all that other stuff. And then when you get in, make sure you get this month's PLR, right? Add that to your account, right? Get this month's PLR. I can't remember what the title is, but you're gonna get one title every month. You get the front end and the back end. And then also make sure you get this month's bonus title at the end, right? At the end of the month. And then get access to this month's SME Summit product, which you will also have access to. And again, you can do that at the plrshow.com/insiders. Okay, are there any questions? Any questions? I did say that if you hung out here at the end, I'm going to make sure to take this off of the recording. Make sure to write this down. If you hung here till the end, I do have a coupon for our SME product that I'm going to be producing. If you write down this coupon code, it's going to be SME product creation. It's going to be valid on 7/31. It's going to be for 25% off. And typically when I do a launch day coupon, it's for 14% off, but I will just make it available. It'll be available and it'll be active until 7/31 until midnight. Okay, are there any questions? Any questions? Okay, well, thank you very much for hanging out with me, everybody. I appreciate you all being here. Have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.